4 reasons why reading out loud is actually good for you, no matter your age. 6 to 62 and beyond. My knees were shaking, my voice cracked. I was in first grade and Miss Day asked me to read a book about farm animals out loud to the class. I wasn't sure why they asked me to do that since it wasn't something they usually required of kids, but I figured it was because I acted out the sounds the animals made, saying moo in the deepest, most bovine voice a chronic 6-year-old could master whenever the cow talked. Reading out loud improves your memory. The very act of forming words and saying them out loud increases your ability to remember them. Research has proven that the projection effect, what happens when you physically say the words, improves memory. Think about it. When you sing songs, you're more likely to remember the words than if you just listen to them. Remember the nursery rhythms you heard when you were a kid? You probably remember them because they were spoken out loud to you and you repeated them, not because you read them. And actors, they remember lines in part because they are articulating them. Even mouthing words, shaping them with your lips, even without making a sound, can help you remember them. The theory is that those words become distinctive if a physical movement accompanied with. Over and over, research has shown that reading out loud improves memory functions. Even elderly patients with dementia have shown increases in memory after reading sections. Why you should read this out loud? By Sophie Hodder reiterates what research has shown. People consistently remember words and texts better if they read them out loud than if they read them silently. Number 2, reading out loud increases your comprehension of ideas. Even been putting together a kid's toy or a piece of ready-to-assemble furniture and struggled with poorly written directions, you'll probably read them out loud, slowly, to help you understand them. Hearing the words orally helps understand and internalize them. In fact, research is starting to show that the act of listening is an important element in learning how to read. Children cannot comprehend written text that they can understand orally. Adults, too, benefit from hearing words. Another reason that reading out loud improves your comprehension is because it sharpens your focus and eliminates distractions. If you're reading out loud, your mind is concentrating on both the pronunciation of the word and their meaning. It's connecting the muscles needed to produce sound with the mental activity or attaching meaning to those sounds. So, the next time when you read an article, remember to read out loud because it helps activate both your auditory and your eye systems, and it will help you to memorize the new words and the articles longer. You are so busy doing all these simultaneous activities that you must focus on the task at hand. Increased focus improved comprehension too. Number 3, reading out loud enhances social connections. Why is it that many experts see reading out loud as such an important part of parenting? Yes, you want your kids to recognize the alphabet and see words. You want them to understand the connection of the squiggly lines on the page to the meaning of the story, but there's something too much more important. Reading out loud creates a bond. It's a bond of physical closeness, of sharing thoughts, of being engaged in the same story at the same time. One expert acknowledges that we see the importance of this with children, but we ignore its importance for adults. If you're old enough, you might remember the scene of this film, Gone with the Wind, when the ladies have gathered together and Melanie Wickles is reading out loud to them to pass the time and hide the worry of the fate of the men. Is an activity that used to occur frequently and increase a sense of camaraderie and togetherness that we might be missing now. Sam Duncan, a literacy specialist, notes, when someone is reading out loud to you, you feel a bit like you've been given a gift of their time or the attention of their voice. Number 4, reading out loud is entertainment. I can't count the number of times my husband and I have been sitting in our chairs with our coffee early in the morning and one of us would say to another, "Listen to this," before reading a clip from the news, a funny quote, an email, or a description of something. Reading out loud is a form of entertainment. Audiobooks get this. Listening to stories is fun. It's entertainment, not unlike listening to ghost stories around a campfire. Audiobooks offer fantastic narrators who read with perfect diction, authentic accents, perfect diction, and an understanding of pacing and volume, while are being read so much that the global sales of audiobooks have increased 25 to 30% every year, this year exceeding $3.5 billion. Reading aloud is not just entertainment, it's a form of beauty, a kind of music created by the rhythm, the speed, the lyricism of the words. Reading aloud reminds us of the beauty of the spoken word, something we sometimes lose when we're reading quickly and sadly to ourselves. The sound of language entertains us. It uplifts us. It can also bring comfort by letting us escape from the here and now to the somewhere else. Try reading out loud. You remember what you read, you understand it, but most of all, you'll enjoy it. Alright, so that's some reasons why you should read aloud, and I have to say that it's undeniable that reading out loud is actually benefit you in numerous ways. But the most important thing that you can entertain from reading out loud, like this article is mentioned, and you can also increase your ability to memorizing things and getting away from your distractions, because you have to be focused on only one thing in order to read out loud and to read it at the same time. So that's just some reasons why you should read it. If you have any more questions, just comment down below. I'll make sure to put the link of this news below, so if you want to learn more about it, just click on it. Bye for now.